Newzroom Afrika reporter Nqobile Madlala is in Botswana, where the mass funeral is currently taking place in Molepolole village, and she joins us now. Nqobile, once again, you are on the ground where the MEC is expected to also be among the dignitaries in attendance. Would you just take us through what is happening right now?
Well, Masichaba, the singing is currently taking place, as you can see there. Those are some of the singers from the church, of course, just saying their goodbye to the families and the members of the families that have passed away. We know that they are comforting the families, and we have seen one or two family members just going across the coffins and just sort of looking and checking in terms of their loved one and just sort of showing their last respect. As you can see there, some of the family members still just looking for their loved ones and ensuring that they are put in the right place. And if you remember, we had the family that we spoke to, and that lady we spoke about stands right in front of us at this point. If you can see, she is the mother, of course, of 5 people, and she's one of the people that are here today that will be laid to rest. Their bodies will be laid to rest today, and you will remember the family explaining to us that she was one of the 8 identifiable. You can understand and appreciate just how difficult it has been for the families since the beginning and since the crash had occurred. It's been such a long journey. You will remember that some of the families were asked to come to South Africa for identification, as in the beginning it was believed that about 9 of the people were able to be identified, and she was one of those 9 people that were able to be identified. But it was later found that the 9th person had to be used. They had to use DNA in order to identify them. So most of these families still just in pain in terms of how their loved one have passed on. The son that we spoke to of this lady, and he explained to us just how difficult it is, talking about the fact that it was such an exciting trip that she was going to take. In fact, the mother and the father go to the same church, the ZCC church, just the different areas in terms of ZCC church, as she went to St. Agnes and the father went to ZCC. And so the families at this very point just still checking, I suppose, Masichaba, that everything is going according to plan. We know that the MEC is currently here, and the MEC is now representing South Africa as part of the people that have come to ensure that the people that had passed away in the country go to their final place. We are expecting that the program goes underway at about 8 o'clock. For now, they are starting with the national anthem, and they are going to build up from there. We're expecting as well that they are going to be burying at the same place. Unfortunately, we understand that the driver who was driving the bus won't be buried at the very same place as everybody else. Also, interestingly, some of the forensics team that was working and ensuring that we get to this final point are also here, Masichaba, to also show their respect. The doctor that was leading that forensics team is also here alongside the MEC of Health in Limpopo, who is representing South Africa. You will remember that from Botswana also, they had spoken about the importance of the interaction between South Africa and Botswana, and how well it has gone and how it has assisted them in ensuring that they come to this point. And again, I want to show you now some of the ZCC members that are here. These are some of the leadership within the church in the St. Agnes Church. They are also part of this, of course, funeral that is taking place at this very point, also showing their respect. They were here yesterday, so some of those some of the leading members in the ZCC church, as you can see them there, here to ensure that they show their respect. And you will remember that from the get-go, we were told that the church has been in the forefront, that they have assisted in so many ways, especially when it comes to identifying who are the people that had passed away. You'll remember that the first list was found by the church, and when they first identified some of the people that passed away, it was also the church members that played a huge role in ensuring that the families know. We know from MBA that it was 2 buses and 7 taxis that had left this particular village. Was the 1 bus, and that's how they knew that the people that had passed away, that were 46 people that had passed away, were from this area. We know that Molepolole village, in terms of the area in itself, is one of the biggest areas, having about over 80,000 people that live in this area. So it's sort of a district in itself. And we know that a lot of leadership also in the government comes from this area. So it's quite a big loss for this community. And already they were telling us that there's quite a lot that's happening in the community. They've lost quite a number of people. There's disappearing people disappearing in the area. And this now becoming the very first ever in this country that they have seen so much death in one area, and the very first mass funeral that is currently taking place. So this is the very first for the village, but not for the country, but the very first and the largest of its kind in the country. So of course that process just taking place. We are now expecting that they will be doing the national anthem at 8 o'clock, and from there we will have the opening prayer, and of course the program will continue, where we'll be able to listen to the officials within Botswana, as well as to hear from the families as well, just remembering their loved ones.
Thank you very much. That is the Newzroom Afrika reporter, Nqobile Madlala, just bringing us an update on the mass funeral taking place there in Botswana.